So I came across this post on Reddit, someone asking about how to build a fighter statistics website, kind of like UFC, MMA fighters, where they wanted to put all the statistics in. They were talking about a spreadsheet, and then having like fighter cards where you can compare the fighters and look at the rankings, and then also kind of have a part which would just show, videos and updates and things like that. And they were asking for some suggestions on which CMS would work and how to build it. And it interested me, and I figure I could probably build the majority of this in like half an hour. So I figured let's give it a go. So first things first, let's just search for UFC rankings, I guess. We can go to the athlete rankings. I had a look at this before, and we've got these fighters here, and what we'll do is we'll just move that over here, and we'll create a new organization called MMA Fighters, and we'll click continue. I mean, probably come up with a cooler name than that, but this will do for now. And we'll go to content, and we'll create a new content type. I'm going to call, brand new content type. We're going to call this a fighter, and hit save, and go to our fields and start adding some fields. So let's get a little bit more space over here. So the first field that a fighter's going to have is their first name. So we'll type in first name, and we'll make that a minimum of 1, which means it'll be required. You have to type in a first name. And we'll also have a last name. We'll add another field, which will be photo. And the photo will be a data type of a content reference, and the reference type is going to be an image. And then I suppose you probably end up with a biography, which might be a text area or something like that. We'll do a rich text editor. And what other things we got? We got like the weight class. I think that's what it's called. So we'll add a field called weight class, and this data type, we'll change the input type to a select drop down, and we'll add the options. And we've got featherweight, what is it, bantamweight, flyweight. What are the ones we got? Oh, geez, there's a lot. Let's just add a heavyweight for now, and I'm gonna just add a specific like value in here, just because I don't know if I've got these right. So we could just do lowercase. I don't know why. Usually just like lowercase database names. And we'll choose a minimum answer of 1, which means you have to pick one of these options, and I'll just drag this up a bit higher so it's above the biography. Just seems to make more sense there. And then what we'll do is, can you click these and get details about them? Like if we click it, what happens here? You click their name. Okay, cool, yeah. So what have you got? You got some stats of like wins by knockout, wins by submission, etc. So let's add a group here. We'll call this statistics, make it an object, and we'll make the minimum answers 1. The reason why I'm doing that is if I look at the data model here, it looks horrible because it's trying to keep up with my typing. Statistics as an object now becomes an array here. I'm just going to type in 1, and what that should do is change that to an actual object. Again, this is just because I like to structure my data models like this. I'm going to add a field. I'm going to have wins by knockout. Looks like that's the thing. And the data type would be an integer, because I don't think you can have half wins. So wins by knockout, we've got wins by submission, and then wins first round finishes seems to be a statistic too. And then what do we got here? Like wins overall, which I guess we could tally up the other 2 wins or something like that, or 3. we've got losses, which is a integer as well. I don't know what D is. Wins, losses, and maybe a draw. So that makes sense. Didn't realize you have draws. So you have a draw, and then I think the question here had things like punches, etc. So let's just add punches in there just because that's what was mentioned. So I'll add punches, and I'm just going to reset the preview so that we can see what a thing will look like here. Now punches needs to be an integer as well. And we'll hit save. And what I might do is just do some neat things. We'll just add a group. We'll put the group up the top here. We'll just call this names. I'm just going to add first name in and last name in also, and then just tick same line so that we can have the first and last name laid out nicely like that. And I'm going to hit save. And then one other thing we can do is go to advanced. And instead of asking a user for a title when they create a fighter, we want to hide the title field and generate from data fields, which is going to be first name and data.last name. And we'll hit save. And then the next thing we want to do is open up Finder, and we want to grab some of these images off this site. And Leon Edwards, let's grab that image. We'll go Jamal Hill. And let's do this. Alexander Volkanovsky. Alright. And just so we can get those images, we're going to select them all, add them in, and then click Start Upload. So we can upload them all to our platform. And where did that Reddit page go? Over here. Okay. So we've got all of our images up here. That's all good. Now, let's close this. And you can see now we've got our custom objects. Let's create a new one. So we'll hit new, and we've got this Alexander Volkanovsky guy, so we may as well start with that. Alexander Volkanovsky, so we'll go Alexander Volkanovsky, and he is a featherweight. It's called Division. We can rename that later. Wins by knockout is 13, wins by submission is 3, first round finishes is 7. Looks like he's got 2 losses, 0 draws. Let's just go 16 punches, why not? And then click photo, and we should be able to grab that photo that we uploaded before. I don't know his biography, so we'll just leave that at the moment. Hit save, and if we see where it's got custom objects, we're going to click view all next to fighter, and you can see him in here. And now we're going to create a new fighter. And what was one of the other ones? We had an image for Sean Strickland, I think it was. So we got Sean Strickland. The weight class was a middleweight. I'm just going to add this in because it doesn't really matter. I'm not getting it right anyway. So the wins by knockout was 11. Submission was 4. First round finishes was 9. And so he had 5 losses. Let's say 23 punches. And I'm going to create another fighter. Who else do we have? Leon Edwards. So we'll click on this guy. Leon Edwards. The weight class was pick something heavyweight. 7, 3, 5. How many losses? 3. 15 punches. I'm just making up numbers. Okay, and then who else do we have? We did Strickland, Volkanovsky, and Jamal Hill. So we'll get this guy. Jamal Hill wins by knockout 7. Wins by submission, I don't know, what, 2? First round finishes could be 1. losses can be 1, 23. We'll pick the photo, which was this one, and we'll hit save. Okay, so you can see we've got these 4 guys here. If we click the plus and minus over here, we can add the photo, we can add the first round finishes, losses, punches, weight class, etc. You can see we can spit all that out here. Also, we've got 2 here that don't have an image, so let's fix that up. We'll click the photo. This is Leon Edwards. Hit save. And we'll click the 3 dots next to Sean Strickland. Photo, click done, hit save. Okay, so now we've got some data in there, and you can see we can, like arrange and reorder, or we can filter and say like I only want to see the weight class is one of featherweight or flyweight or heavyweight. So you can build our filters and sort. So we've kind of got a bit of information. And now that we've got the information in there, now we can go to the fun part, which is where we start building out our interface.